10 men, 2 goals for yourself. How do you reflect on it?
Yeah, it's obviously a brilliant weekend for me personally and for the club itself. It's a great result for us, and we continue on now from a little bit of momentum that we've started to build. Nobody probably gave us a chance going into the game on Saturday, but we went into it with a game plan, and fortunately in the end we were able to come out with the win.
How does a team get that sort of result? Playing with 10 men for so long, it's clearly there is some sort of togetherness there, is there?
Yeah, I've said it in previous interviews that it's never easy to play with 11 men against anybody. Never mind Man City, but to go down to 10 men for just before half time and to play the second half with it. And I mentioned earlier in an interview as well that we didn't just lose any player. We lost our captain, our leader, our voice at the back. Who's good at organising the defence, and so it was difficult. It was a challenge, and obviously we sacrificed our striker there then in Patrick, and he come off, and second half it was backs against the wall, and I thought we defended really well, if I'm being honest. I know they had a lot of possession and a lot of shots and on target and crosses as well, but I thought we defended really, really well. We were tight and compact, and when the chances come, then thankfully we were able to take one. I always felt that if we could have a bit of composure on the ball, that we would get a chance from the break, because they were committing so many men forward, and with the pace that we have, in Rafinha and one side and Costa on the other, I always felt that we could get a chance. And when Rafa goes through 5 minutes before I score, you're hoping that's the one, and he doesn't. So then you've got to dig in again, and you're hoping then that you can get one more chance, and thankfully we were able to do that.
What I want to know is, you've played for so long against 10 men, against a team like Manchester City, probably the team that you just don't want to be playing against with 10 men, and yet you find the energy to burst forward and score the stoppage time goal. Where does that energy come from?
I think it's a desire and a belief. We're well renowned for how we play and how much we run, and when let's not forget the through ball from Alioski as well. It's an incredible pass with the outside of his foot as well, and Sony plays. It's perfect. The sin's perfect. The in stride. It's everything, and I just thought that I was sort of the only other option on for him to pass to, and I think I was in between like four or five players, so I didn't really want it there. So my first initial thought was just to run forward, and great through ball, and then obviously when you get in that position, you've got to show a bit of composure and try and be clinical, and thankfully it went in, and I don't really think much of it at the minute. I'm sure in years to come it'll be a result that's talked about, for the club itself, and it'll be one to tell the kids when I'm older. But it's just another 3 points, and it keeps that, as I mentioned before, that little bit of momentum that we've got now. It keeps that going.
Not wishing to embarrass you too much, we've been speaking to one of your former managers, Stephen Baxter, this morning, and I just, we were talking about the ability to go from the Irish Premiership into the Championship in England with Brentford, obviously a Championship with Leeds, and step up again into the Premier League. How have you found going from level to level to level and continually having to adapt?
Yeah, it's had its challenges along the way. Of course it has. There's been a lot of hard work going into it. I think back, the 10 years or 11 years or whatever it is that have been over in England now. It's been an incredible journey, and every week's a different challenge. It's of course there was question marks going into this season. A lot of people were asking the questions and doubting us whether, as individuals and as a team, we were good enough to adapt to this level, to play at this level. And of course, you have a belief in yourself that you can play at this level, but you obviously, in the back of your mind, you're thinking, we've never played at this stage before, and can you do it? And I've just sort of took it one game at a time and just continued to progress, and I'm enjoying it. As I say, it's a different challenge every week. You're coming up against the best players in the world, the best team in the world, in my opinion, as well, on Saturday in Man City, and it's been great. It's one that I've embraced, and I'm enjoying it, and hopefully there's still a lot more to come. We've a few games left yet, and obviously we want to try and finish in the top half of the table, which would be fantastic for our club back at this level for the first time in a lot of years, and hopefully we can do that.
And we've talked about the versatility many times. Is that another way of does that keep you mentally alert each game, the fact that you have to switch between positions and adapt like that, and how much does that help your game?
Yeah, look, being able to play in a number of positions helps your game. Of course it does. And, you say there about the mentality and being mentally switched on. Saturday was, you couldn't switch off for 1 minute. Not that you can in any game, but Saturday was, of course, one of those games that we were saying to each other on the pitch, don't switch off, and because you'd be punished. And, any slight mistake or out of position or anything can be punished. So we had to just be mentally switched on then. But for me as well, the versatility, it's something that the manager has seen in me for me come in, that I can play in a number of positions. Going until this season, I probably would have said that I was more comfortable playing as a fullback, and I think I've said it in interviews that I was more comfortable playing as a fullback. But the more I play in midfield, I'm starting to enjoy it more and more every game, and I'm becoming more comfortable in that position as well. So. It's great for me that I'm playing first and foremost, and I'm playing in a team that's doing really well.
When you first joined Leeds, they were obviously in the Championship, but had this massive history. Everyone knows the tradition and the history of Leeds United Football Club. How much has this group of players embraced the fact that you're the ones to get them as a team to get back up to the Premier League, and now are relishing this, staying in the Premier League and building on that season by season, getting Leeds back to where sort of all the supporters believe that it should be?
It's been, look, we have a great group here. The scenes that we witnessed last year when we got promoted, I think, just made everybody believe, that it just made everybody, think of how big this club really is. Those who maybe didn't understand now understand what it's about to play for Leeds United. And we have a good group. The core of our group, we've been here a long time now, and 5 or 6 years, and we know what it means to the fans. That it's a one club city. The passion that the fans have for it is incredible, and it rubs off on the players. We have a great culture at the club as well. It's as I say, we know what it means to the people of the city. Football's everything. Leeds United's everything for some people, and we're in a fortunate position where we're able to represent the club, and you feel that if you don't do what's expected, you feel that you let a lot of people down. So and we felt that 2 years ago when we lost out in the playoff semi-final, we felt that we'd let a lot of people down, and to bounce back last year and get promotion was huge. We seen the scenes at the end of the season that if it had been a full Ellen Road, would have been absolutely unbelievable. And this season obviously they haven't had the chance to see us in the Premier League, so it was important that we maintained their status this year, and now that we have achieved that magical, as they talk about, the 40-point mark, I know we're over it, but it gives us great happiness to think that the fans next year will get that chance to see us in the Premier League, and possibly at the end of this season, maybe they might, I don't know what they're going to do, if they're going to allow a few fans in at the end of the season, but it would be great to finish it off with some of them in the stadium.
And looking on from the outside, it looks like players and manager have a really special relationship. What makes Bielsa so special? What's it like playing for him?
I've said to you before, like it's different. He's unique, the way he sees the game, and there'll be no prouder man on Saturday than him. When deep down inside, he'll be buzzing. That's a big result for him, and he just wants to see us do the best we can do. He sets very high standards and demands high standards, and we have come to demand it of ourselves now as well. And you know, it's great to work under a manager like him. For me, it's incredible that, you know, the transformation that he's made in my career. And look, I've worked under a lot of good managers in the past, and a lot of managers that have done a lot for me. But, you know, for him to believe in me first and foremost, and show confidence in me, has been incredible. And, you know, he's been a joy to work with, and hopefully there's still a few more years to come yet.
How does that belief from him manifest itself? Are there any examples or insights you can give just about what makes him so special? Anything that just highlights what a top player is?
Well, I think you've just got to look at the game on Saturday. You know, we went to Man City to win the game. Whether people call us crazy or naive, or that's their opinion. He shows a belief in us that we can go to these places and get results. Of course, we're not going to win the league, you know, you know what I mean. But we're more than capable of putting in a performance, and we've shown that throughout the season. We've been criticised at times for how we've played, and again, it's a matter of opinion. But that just shows that what type of manager he is. That he gives us as players the belief. He does everything he can, him and his staff, throughout the week to give us the best opportunity to go to these places and get a result. And of course, on Saturday, when you go down to 10 men, the game plan changes. But you've seen how we defended. You know, we were close to each other in defence, and we got tackles in, and we run forward at the right times. And, you know, I'm sure he might not take the credit, you know, for getting that result. But believe me, he had a big part to play in it, obviously.
And Stuart, are you aware that you are a fantasy league hit this season?
I not really until sort of after the weekend, and the more I see now, people are really, really involved in that fantasy football, and it takes over people's lives. And yeah, I've seen something about being benched quite a lot at the weekend because we were away to Man City, obviously. So you know, well done to those who kept me in. I'm sure they're buzzing.
Yes, 17 points, I think, from the weekend against Man City. So anybody who benched you, I mean, that's a proper statement to them, isn't it?
Yeah, don't bench me again.